official. USCIS is no longer the same agency that it used to be. They have made it very clear. They do not view themselves as a benefits agency any longer. They have also made it clear that they do not view green card holders as permanent residents. So if you're filing anything right now or even thinking about it, you need to know how the rules are changing so you can make the best decision for yourself. Because this may be the biggest transformation that we have seen in the history of USCIS. USCIS has posted 3 aggressive enforcement messages in the last few weeks, and each one of these is a sign that things are changing. The first, posted earlier this month, read, "Green cards and visas are a privilege, not a right." It did not include any legal context. It didn't acknowledge that green cards offer permanent residency. And it was just a plain old warning that your status could be taken away from you at any time. Next, they followed up with, "Green cards and visas will be revoked if an alien breaks the law." Again, there's no explanation about what law they are talking about. It is just a blanket threat to put every immigrant on notice, including those with lawful permanent residency. And then a third post tripled down, saying that you can lose your green card or visa for overstaying your visit, working without permission, supporting terrorism, or anything else that violates the terms of your stay or threatens public safety. And it ended with, "Break our laws, lose your privilege." The message was clear. Immigration status, even a green card, is always conditional, and USCIS is focused more than ever on immigration enforcement than on giving immigration benefits. We are already seeing this play out across various offices across the country. One of the clearest examples of this just happened to Mohsen Mahdawi, a Palestinian green card holder and graduate student at Columbia University. He had lived in the US for over a decade, and he had no criminal records or immigration violations. But when he showed up to his naturalization interview in Vermont, he wasn't interviewed. Instead, he was arrested by ICE. Since there was nothing in his immigration record to explain why he would have been arrested, his attorneys believed that Mohsen was arrested because of his involvement in campus protests against the war in Gaza. As a result, he was detained by immigration in federal detention facilities, despite the fact that he committed 0 immigration violation. Fortunately, a federal judge later ordered his release. But again, the message is very clear. USCIS is working with ICE more closely than ever and will not hesitate to refer your case to them. We are also seeing USCIS use appointments as a trap. The same month, another person named Sergio Gomez, a father of 3 in Washington state, was arrested when he went to appear for his marriage-based green card interview. He had lived in the United States since he was 14 years old, and he wasn't trying to game the system. He actually thought he qualified for a form of relief called cancellation of removal. But when he showed up at the immigration office with all the paperwork that he was told to bring, he was suddenly separated from his wife and taken into custody by ICE. It turns out his interview was not about his case at all. It was actually set up by USCIS in order to help ICE make an arrest. This kind of coordination almost never happened underneath previous administrations, especially with immigrants such as Sergio. It's estimated that more than 1 million people in the United States are married to United States citizens and qualify for relief. And for years, they were never a priority for deportation. But this has changed underneath the new administration, and USCIS is helping make it happen. And that is not all. The agency is not just going after people like Mohsen and Sergio. The list of things that could get you flagged is growing fast. According to media sources, some include dismissed charges, expunged criminal records, minor traffic violations, past visa overstays, old deportation orders, unauthorized work, and certain social media activity. USCIS is now looking into these opportunities for arrest, no matter how minor they may be, to deny benefits or worse. Just last week, they posted a news release on their website celebrating the fact that they helped ICE make 369 arrests at USCIS field offices since Trump became president, framing it as a major success. And in the same announcement titled "Making America Safe Again," they said that the 531,000 legal immigrants with TPS were criminal aliens, that they have 450 volunteers helping ICE with removal operations, that they will start social media vetting for anti-Americanism, and that they're going to stop working with sanctuary cities to coordinate naturalization ceremonies. Not only that, but every single one of their accomplishments was around screening and vetting rather than awarding immigration benefits to those who qualify. That is why it is kind of safe to say that the old USCIS may be gone. At the moment, it is not a benefits agency serving customers. It's no longer worried about catching up on its backlog or improving processing times. It has instead become an unofficial enforcement agency, and it's treating all immigrants, even if they're green card holders, as though they're criminals, which is why every immigrant needs to know the rules when it comes to dealing with them. So what are the new rules, and how can you protect yourself when filing a case with USCIS? First, don't file anything until your full immigration history has been reviewed by an attorney. This includes old visa records, past petitions, criminal charges, and anything tied to previous encounters with immigration, even if they were decades ago. USCIS is going to be digging into your history, looking for anything that they possibly can, even small things that they might use to twist and deny your immigration case. This includes things that used to be off limits. So if you don't have your records, file a FOIA and get them now. Second, treat your online presence as though it's part of your application. USCIS now collects social media handles, and they have confirmed monitoring continues after your case is approved. Your posts, the groups you follow, even who you interact with is all being run through AI surveillance tools that are designed to flag behavior. And they aren't public about what the AI is looking for. So there's no way to tell what actually raises a red flag, although I think we have a pretty good idea what they're looking for. So this means that you should be playing it safe. Set your profiles to private and take anything down that could be taken out of context. And if you're unsure, just assume that they may have been reviewed. Third, understand that a denial is not just a denial anymore. Under the new USCIS referral policy, if your case gets denied, you could very well be referred to ICE to initiate removal proceedings. That means that you'll be fighting for your right to stay inside the United States. And this is why it is critical to not go it alone. If there's anything in your past, even something minor, especially any criminal history, make sure you talk to a lawyer before filing. And finally, don't assume that your green card protects you. USCIS has made it clear that they do not view persons who are green card holders as being off limits. And in fact, they're being treated just the same as a visa holder instead of as a permanent resident. This means that they may try to reevaluate your status at any time, not just when you file something new. So don't assume that the old protections still apply, because the new USCIS is playing by different rules underneath this administration. So what does this mean? Should you not file at all? Well, we now have USCIS playing by different rules. We now have a registration requirement, and we now have even more enforcement activities. So what options do you have? Should you put your head in the sand and bury it? Should you leave the country? Or should you find out what your options are so you can still fight to see another day in this country that you have called home? My name is Moumita Rahman, and I have been an immigration lawyer for the past 15 years. We have helped hundreds of immigrants successfully get legal status underneath the first Trump administration, and we do not plan on stopping this time around either. If you are concerned about what your options may be and how these new policies may affect you, we are here to help. You can give my office a call and schedule a case evaluation at 212-248-7907. We are based in New York. However, we work with clients all over the US. And if you have filed a case or plan to, there is something else that you need to know. USCIS processing times are about to get very, very long, and most immigrants have no idea what's coming. In my latest video, I break down what is changing behind the scenes and what you could do to help yourself avoid being caught up in further delays. I'll include a link to that video here. Click it and I'll see you there.